First of all, I have to say to Tsugaru, bravo. I gotta say bravo to Tsugaru. I mean, he just pulled the old switcheroo on Jack the Ripper, and his reaction, especially the whole group, the Banquet, especially his reaction was utterly just priceless. It was just spot on priceless. Complete and utter defeat, you know? Oh my god, I love this show, and just with this one episode, each one at least it keeps getting better and better, and especially the ending of this episode just mwah, you know, just I would say blew my mind though, but just this was just like the icing on the cake, you could say, because that ending just had me just smiling, big smile. So, anyway, hey Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Undead Girl Murder Farce Episode 8, and just like I said, the ending was just like, to Tsugaru, bravo. So yeah, after the ending where that one guy who works for that security, you know, the guy in white, forget his name though, still, fighting with Tsugaru, right? And Lupin calls a truce, right? Goes and drops a piano on the guy, but he's still alive because we see him just lift the whole piano up. So, and then in comes in Jack the Ripper. Now, and also with the girl that was the girl that was with the guy who was shooting at Phantom of the Opera. She only nicked him in the shoulder, but she was still alive. So he cuts the elevator with them on it, and he comes dropping in, and so Jack the Ripper comes in and just kills that girl with his just like a slash though, but the slashing mark just cuts that girl to pieces, like vertically into pieces. Like I was like, ooh, you know, kills her, you know, in a vicious way, and just brutally just hit that guy to the side. But he's still alive though, because he said he's been gravely injured. And just while that's going on, then with the magician Alistair shooting, just flicking his fingers, shooting those needles into at Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, and Sherlock Holmes he gets pretty much a lucky shot where he anticipates, you know, how he envisions his next move, right? He envisions his next move and actually just gets one of the needles right into Alistair, and but thankfully that Alistair, he has an antidote for himself, and so then Professor Moriarty comes in. Yep, his old arch nemesis, Professor Moriarty, comes in and with Victor, aka Frankenstein, gives him a chair for him to sit in, and Aya now comes face to face with the person who stole her body now, and Professor Moriarty explains how he needed her body for his experiments of creating, especially when he experimented with Jack, you know, giving him uni or demon power, basically, you know. I know it's a word uni though, but it's all the same. It's demon powers, basically. Like, you know, just, you know, like, because he's been going after vampires, now he needs that diamond to go after the werewolves now. But with Jack, you know, he experimented on volunteers, like too much uni power, and they all just disintegrated. But with Jack, he had the good or right amount, so he's a very a cold-blooded killing machine now. So his expectations as Jack the Ripper lives up to more than just Jack the Ripper. And then with Shizuku, with Camilla the vampire, she managed to get another hit on Camilla, and she's like, oh, you're such ill-mannered, and it's Shizuku because I don't have to be with my enemies. But then Shizuku becomes like can't move because when she punched Camilla, the blood on her was like a venom, makes her all numb and stuff. So Camilla, just trying, basically, well, wants to drink her blood, but at the same time, it's like trying to seduce her, right? But Shizuku, being the badass that she is, gets a cross and just sticks it into her. I was like, oh, even you're trying to incapacitate her, but she still manages to get an upper hand and kick your ass still. And so yeah, she goes and sticks you with a cross, and then with Jack the Ripper back with Jack and Tsugaru, that they kind of like know each other because like Jack recalls that Tsugaru, his hair is blue and his veins are blue, right? They kind of like the same markings but different colors, right? So he was like, Tsugaru was basically like experiment number 9, what Jack said. So they come from the same experiments from Tsugaru, and both duking it out, and like he managed to throw something at Jack, and then with a sack of dust just to try to blind him, and it was pretty much a brutal battle. Well, a lot of it was cut away because we're cutting back between with Professor Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes, right, and Aya. So, but and with Professor Moriarty explained more with his experiments, and he needs Aya's body to do so, and then when Jack supposedly me laughing. I'm like, supposedly he got the diamond from Tsugaru. He sets up a red flare indicating that he has it, so everyone else retreats. So Alistair, Camilla, and everyone, Moriarty and Frankenstein, they all retreat. They all retreat back, and even Lupin and the Phantom of the Opera, like, they didn't want to get involved in fighting Jack because they said there's nothing good fighting a monster like him. So they just decked out of there, and they escaped through a sewer from the moat. What Sherlock Holmes explains afterwards. So they all retract, and Sherlock Holmes wants to know the name of his new organization that he'll try to dismantle now, and Moriarty says their name is the Banquet. So in the aftermath, as everyone is now just everyone gathers together in the lounge, and so Shizuku comes in and is like, she's fine, but because she's been kind of like almost to her with her face, and like Tsugaru kind of smiling at the way she looks, right? She's kind of like, her looks like she's all kind of like been violated in a way. And so they say how Lupin and Phantom escaped, and then how the steel box from the vault is gone, and I kind of had like a funny face, like, oh, I forgot to retrieve it. That little look on her face kind of made me chuckle as well. And now that they know that the diamond was gone, Sherlock Holmes is saying, oh, we've been defeated, but Tsugaru, casually smiles, saying, not quite. Behold. And then it cuts to with the Moriarty and the group, right, kind of celebrating that they got the diamond, and he tells Jack he wants to see it, but when Jack goes and reaches to his pocket, everyone's faces expressions, they just change, like, huh? And then when Jack looks down, his face, because every now recalls that when Tsugaru tried to blind him by throwing something at him first, and then with that big sack of dust, right? He used that opportunity to sneakily, cleverly get the diamond away from his pocket into his sleeve, Tsugaru, and just then Jack goes like, ah! And Tsugaru goes and shows him the diamond. I'm like, bravo to Tsugaru, After all of that, like Phileas Fogg says, all this trouble for this little diamond. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? They thought they were defeated, but nope. Thanks to Tsugaru, his cleverness. Not being a total idiot. And Aya says, what am I going to do with you? And so they won because they still got the diamond. Oh my god! And so there's writing on the. Then they say that there's writing on the diamonds is a poem. which leads like kind of leads to the forest of this forest of werewolves. And there's also a hidden code where you shine it at where Holmes shines it in the light, and it shows there's like a red letter message, and saying that Aya has she's not only she deciphered the code, but she now knows where the whereabouts where the forest of fangs is. That's where the forest of werewolves is. So, but yeah, this is a really great episode. I loved it, better than the last one. Like I said, each one's getting better and better. This is beyond 10 out of 10. Especially that ending alone with the Banquet's reaction, their face expressions, and especially Jack's reaction when he lost to Tsugaru, got the diamond away from him. Just reactions like, I was like, I had to give Tsugaru a round of applause for that. Bravo, I would say. That's basically what I can say about this. Is bravo. So yeah. So episode 8, it was fantastic. It was awesome. I loved it. Tsugaru really pulled through with his just being himself, just his casual attitude, just smiling, just like, behold, here it is. My God, just pulled the old switcheroo and just made the Banquet look like a bunch of fools now, especially Jack now, because he was basically on par fighting with Tsugaru, thinking that he got the diamond, and guess what? His pocket? Nothing. So yeah, I loved this episode. It was fantastic. So now, we'll at least up to next, hopefully, maybe Holmes and everyone else will follow them to the forest of the fangs or the werewolves, because that's where Moriarty is going to next. Because this season he did test it with vampires, now he's going after werewolves now. So yeah, so wonder how this is gonna go down next. So, but yeah, 10 out of 10, easily loved it. And like I said, give kudos to Tsugaru. Bravo. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time. Later.